Hello and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching Reiki for about 13 years. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, know that you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, though, there are some dates and times in the description, same days and times every week. Right now it's 8 a.m. on a Thursday, East Coast US time, and I cannot wait to get into some healing with all of you. Hello, good morning, future someone. Go ahead and, good requests already. So yeah, if you are here for the first time and you are live, go ahead and use that live chat function and make any healing request that you have. It can be either for specific crystals or just for whatever your healing need is, and I'll pick the corresponding crystals for you. For the first half hour of our time together, I'm going to go ahead and build a crystal grid just to support the energy of today and all of your requests. And after a brief explanation of Reiki, we'll transition into turning the lights down, turning the music up, and sending healing to you wherever and whenever you happen to be. If you'd like to learn more about my online Reiki classes, my crystal shop, or any of my social media, including my free community Discord, go ahead and check the description for all of the links that you need. So yeah, good morning, heart. So let's go ahead and say good morning and start filling up our crystal grid, shall we? Let's go. So yeah, awesome. Sapphire, Snowflake Obsidian, Carnelian, Malachite. I've got them all. Heart, good morning. It's good to see you. Let's see what we have. So Sapphire, Snowflake Obsidian, Carnelian, Malachite. Awesome. Any other requests? I also, here, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over to the crystal view so we can watch me build the grid. Fantastic. I've already done the liberty of putting out some copper for us. We've been finding that copper, for those of you who might be new, we've been finding copper, it's known to help amplify the flow of energy, particularly Reiki, just like it moves electricity and why it's in all of our wires. And it really helps to break up blockages as well. It's been such a palpable part of every community distance Reiki that I've taken to buying lots of different shapes and sizes of copper so that we can work it into every grid in a different way. Focus, energy, digestion. You got it. Is Mercury Retrograde going out strong? Actually, it goes direct tomorrow, which is Friday the 3rd, but we're still in the shadow. Depending on what you have in your chart, there could be lots of other things going on too. Saturday, we're coming into a Saturn retrograde, which is going to be really timely for the US especially, but for all of us. I might do a separate video on that or a blog post. I'll kind of see, but there's a lot going on. But yeah, we're definitely still in the Mercury retrograde for sure. Yeah, love copper for sure. So let's see, we've got Malachite, Obsidian, Sapphire, Snowflake, Obsidian. Staying in the now, not worrying. Physical healing. Keep the energy from others from affecting us. Absolutely. Good call. Here I've got some Malachite. This is good for moving through change with an open heart and supporting ourselves through difficult change. Having compassion with ourselves while we shift into something new, especially if that something is very difficult, emotionally speaking. So I'm going to go ahead, and I feel like that's a really prominent thing, especially with Saturn going into retrograde. So let's go ahead and put some Malachite around. Okay, fantastic. Snowflake Obsidian, and you'll have to You'll have to trust me on this. Snowflake Obsidian, it's barely a snowflake. I may have some others too. Snowflake Obsidian is great for shadow work. And shadow work is that work that we do where we look inside and we find the parts of ourselves that really need the healing, but they're not the easy healings. It's the rooting out the parts of ourselves that are deeply hurt, and it can be a challenge to even see what needs to be done. Guess this is all I have for now. So I'll go ahead and I'll put these out. These are Snowflake Obsidian, but they are barely snowflake. I may have to take some that we have in the crystal shop and go ahead and grab those back because we need a couple of them for it. Hey, good morning, Korakar. You're so welcome, Heart. Good morning, Vincent. Okay, Sapphire we have. It is an extremely potent intuitive stone. It really helps open up and unlock our connection to intuitive wisdom, to our angels, to our guides, getting lots and lots of messages. It can be a little ungrounding at times, so sometimes it's good to like put it with other grounding stones, but it is a very potent stone of intuitive awareness. So let's go ahead and put that right around our malachite. I always build my grids just intuitively. For I have this here. Let's see. For recovering from illness, injury, all that kind of stuff, I know we've had a lot of those requests, but it's also got a great ability to help with calming worry and giving self-confidence, especially when we feel like we can't do it, I can't do it, and we just feel very defeated. It's good for defeatist kind of attitude is epidote. Epidote can look a lot of different ways. In fact, let's see. It can have more pink in the green. It looks almost like unakite here, but it's not. Here, this is what epidote is known to kind of look like a little bit more. Let's go ahead and put some epidote here. Also helps with kind of grounding magic. I feel like it goes really well with the sapphire. It's linked with like the fairy realm, connection with nature. Everybody saying hi to each other. I love it. So that's epidote. We also had carnelian, focus, energy, digestion. You got it. Carnelian by request. Help for relationships, how we relate to other people. When I say relationships in relation to crystals and energy healing, people often immediately go to, oh, how romantic relationships, and not always the case, especially with carnelian. Here, this is how, like, all relationships, how we relate to others. So even like dicey work situations, like where you've got folks that don't necessarily get along and it can be a little infighty or anything like that. This can be great. Families in general, carnelian can be really helpful. It helps to support the sacral chakra and everything that is thought to be related to that. And that's definitely how we relate to other people, sexuality also. Let's see, we need energy and focus. Excuse me, just sneezing this morning. Here we go, for calming down digestion, accepting change, making decisions, a lot of that like kind of nervous energy. We've got one that we've been working with quite a bit, mookaite. Here, I've got actually 3 pieces. Mookaite also goes by Australia jasper. Very, very grounding. Another good foil to things like sapphire. Sapphire and carnelian I love working with together. I feel like they're 2 very opposite sides of being intuitive, just being aware of what's going on beyond our human ears and eyes. This helps perception and that deeper sort of feeling what people need, and this is more like perceiving in the much more spiritual sense. Mookaite or Australia jasper is a very grounding stone that helps to calm this calming stress. Additionally, it's thought to aid immune boosting, and because one of you said you got your booster, this I think would be a great choice for all of the above. So we'll go ahead and we'll put it right here behind our Snowflake Obsidian. Staying in the now. Yeah, staying in the now is a good one. Keeping the energy of others from affecting us. Apatite. I have blue apatite. Sodalite, iolite. Yeah, sodalite, iolite. Iolite is absolutely great for things like losing weight, fever, and also balancing intuition. Another one of those stones that's great for intuition, especially like if it's outside of our realm, to be able to understand what the guidance is, or if the guidance is kind of keeping us awake at night. Here we go. But yeah, it's used often for things like weight loss and metabolism. And there's another one too that I wanted to bring in. Unakite is excellent for metabolism. And I know that we often hear, we often see the requests around, whatchamacallit, body fluids, the heart, things like that. This is good for all of those. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. It also works really great with epidote. As you can see, they look fairly similar. This is unakite. Epidote is here. So sometimes they can look really, really similar. So yeah. Epidote is thought to help balance all of the fluids in the body. So it's good for metabolism, it's good for cardiac stuff, it's good for kidney stuff. And of course, I'm not of the opinion that you do all the holistic stuff and forget all of the Western med stuff. I don't at all. I use all the things I can get to help myself be as healthy as possible. Yeah, that's true. I did have the copper out already, but generally future someone does remember what everyone's requests have been and does request them if I forget. So thank you, future someone. We deeply appreciate you here. Yes, I did sneeze, and it's not been so much allergies. I think it's just like road grit and stuff. And I don't have gaspiite, but I'm hoping that unakite will suffice. And let's bring in a little bit of sodalite. Sodalite is thought to help with things like regulation, weight gain, and generally calming our communication. This is a great stone for Mercury retrograde because it helps us to focus what we want to say and communicate more effectively. So let's see, where do we want to put you? Put you here, put you here. Hi Emily, I hope you're well. Sinuses and head cold. Yeah, let's see what we got. Well, this iolite can help with that too, as can epidote is great for getting well any kind of illness, especially if it's a prolonged illness, but just illness in general. Let's see if I have specifically like sinus and stuff. In fact, this is a good opportunity to see what other folks would use for sinuses and colds and things. Yep, same stuff I would use, except they also, Cassandra Eason also uses fluorite for that. I was going to say another stone that we already have out here that can be really helpful for that is Snowflake Obsidian. That's one that I used a lot, even in childhood, to help with. I had the worst allergies when I was growing up. Like, people had to wake me up at night to give me more allergy medicine. It was terrible. But I used Snowflake Obsidian. I used to carry it around with me, and it seemed to help. So I like that one for it. Let's try some fluorite too. Oh, awesome. Oh, I love bringing all the emojis in. Yeah, and I'm so happy to be doing this so early today. So here is fluorite. It's also great for teeth, as we would think, fluoride. But yeah, also calm, mental calm. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. Cassandra Eason also recommends it for colds. So let's bring that in for Emily. Headaches more than usual. Yeah, if I get an achy head, it's usually deferred like neck spasms for me and or triggered by barometric pressure. I'm really sensitive to those shifts. And this time of year, it's like hot to cold and like things are cool and then all of a sudden it's a thunderstorm. Like I absolutely feel that. Like my ears even pop as the barometric pressure shifts. So I absolutely know what you mean. It's been a lot of that. A lot of pollen too, a lot of road grit, a lot of all the things. Let's see, did I miss anyone? Oh, apatite. Yes. This is a very gentle stone I find to be really encouraging for anyone who's almost like a little bit browbeaten or folks that have a real difficult time with feeling confident when they speak and speaking their truth and have struggled with being sort of put down or shamed or silenced. It can really help gently build that sense of what I'm saying is important and opening up a possibility of a new experience of being heard. Nope, you're not too late for an intention. What's your intention, Grace? Good to see you. Welcome in. Let's see, where shall we put you? Tummy issues too. Yeah, we've definitely got tummy issues covered, but may add some more. Yeah, let's see. Let's do this here for now. Here and here. Ooh, apatite. I have a feeling it might be. Let's see. I'm gonna start as a for love. Okay. Let me grab some rose quartz. Rose quartz. We don't use this very often here, but I feel like that's going to be definitely the energy that's going to help with the love request, and it's also going to help balance out some of the energy of this grid. A little bit more there. Okay, awesome. So now we'll get to that part. Shadow healing, inner work. That's definitely Snowflake Obsidian. Snowflake Obsidian for sure. Awesome, wonderful. So now's that beautiful time where I select a couple of crystals for you to choose from that will help augment and uplift the grid a little bit. And while I do that, and you guys vote on them, I'll go ahead and quickly explain Reiki to those who are new, and then we'll go right off into turning down the lights, turning up the music, and sending the healing to all of you. So let me take a moment and just see what might fit really well here. It seems like it feels like a lot of disparate energy, and I kind of want to bring it all together. Okay, so here's your choices. Rutilated quartz and smoky quartz. Rutilated quartz is good for energy and also directing the energy where it needs to most go, but it's such an excellent multi-purpose stone, especially for things like Reiki and healing. The smoky quartz too adds properties of protection and helping to move energy through like blockages and things. But in general, it's great not only for energizing as you go through like healing from something, but also just in general, like reawakening the self. Also fantastic for balancing the mind and calming the mind quite a bit. So we can take this and kind of, when we have a grid that's going in many different directions but feels very earthy, this, like this selection does, we've got rutilated quartz can help send it exactly where it needs to go, balance it, and keep with that calming mind sense that so many of you requested. The other choice is this big, beautiful piece of tiger eye that happens to have hematite in it too. Tiger eye is great for many things that involve putting together many pieces that are all a little bit different and kind of taking that mental overwhelm or that logic overwhelm and being able to make the most of it. It's deeply grounding, very protective, has that in common with smoky quartz. It also can help us to kind of see the bigger picture or see the bigger vision. which as we start bringing down the Mercury retrograde vibes, that can be really helpful. Take everything we learned from that introspective kind of time and synthesize it into like something we can actually work with. So yeah, go ahead and use the chat to go ahead and vote on, would you prefer tiger eye or rutilated quartz? I have a funny feeling I know what the end is going to be, but if you've been here before, you probably do too. So go ahead and vote, and while you're voting, if you haven't already, please like the stream. That really helps for YouTube to kind of push me out there so more people discover this awesome community that we have growing, and I appreciate you all so much for being here. So again, I'm Danielle Stimpson, and I've been teaching Reiki for about 13 years, and I'm super happy to have you here. So Reiki, the style that I work with, is known as Usui Reiki, and it comes from Japan around the 1920s. The understanding is really based in the aspect of Japanese culture, their ancient indigenous faith of Shintoism, where everything has a soul. Everything, and that soul can be looked at as energy. We all have a soul. We all have energy flowing through us that connects us with everyone else. So while our energy is us and it makes us who we are, there's definitely different, we could almost say, frequencies of energy that flow through us and connect and unite us all. And everything has a soul. Plants, animals, the stuff around you, behind me, all of that. One of the energies in the universe that is always a part of us, always flowing through us, and everything else is Reiki, which translates to spiritually guided energy. This spiritually guided energy is what I'll be connecting with in the next half hour. Essentially, like through practice and training, I connect with that energy and essentially direct more of it to you. Your body, mind, and spirit are already working with this energy all the time. You already have it flowing through you. And that's how it works to send Reiki over a distance or anywhere in space and time. Everything's interconnected. Essentially, what I'll be doing, again, is connecting with this energy, directing more of it to you to support your greatest good and any requests that you've had for your personal healing, while keeping our individual energy fields separate and protected at the same time. While I send this energy, your body, mind, and spirit will use it in the best possible way. Just like how we're mostly made of water, even though we don't think about it that way, and it's so critical to us being alive. When we drink water, we don't have to consciously think about all of the things in our body that it does. We have a very subconscious understanding and it happens automatically. It's very, very similar to how Reiki works, but on the more physical, mental, emotional, spiritual sides, which also deeply impacts our physical healing. So during the session, go ahead, get comfortable, and simply have an open heart and mind. You can sit up, you can lie down, you can keep your eyes closed or open, you can daydream, or you can keep a silent mind. You definitely do not have to keep a silent mind. You can also go ahead and bring anything to mind that you want to request from the universe, especially if you're watching this on a recording. Go ahead and bring your intentions to mind and let them go. The universe will absolutely hear them. You don't have to focus on anything during the session, though you certainly can if you want. You can also combine this time with some yoga stretches, journaling, art, whatever feels right to you, any other healing practice you may have, breath work, etc. And at the end of the half an hour, you'll hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath, slowly come back to your body. And at that time, I'll reopen the chat, happily answering any questions you may have. You'll be open to, if you are open to sharing any experiences, we'll be open to hearing. If you're watching this later, or if you think of a question later on, you can use the comments, or you can reach out to me on social media or through my website. All of that information is in the description, along with my crystal shop and online Reiki classes. There's nothing you need to believe in or do during this session. Just be and allow, and notice how the Reiki impacts you. Every session will feel a little bit different. Even if you watch this replay in the future, you'll feel a little bit different because Reiki lands with us the way we need it that particular day. So know that as I record all of my live streams. You can always look back on previous streams. The thumbnail always has the picture of the grid we've created together. And I always put the names of all the crystals typed out in the description, because if you want to look for these crystals locally, it helps if you know how to spell them. So yeah, without any further ado, let's jump right back into the sending and seeing what everyone requested. One other thing I wanted to mention is the collective chi or group chi, collective energy aspect here. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the energy potential is magnified. So simply by being here, watching this, taking part, requesting, however you're engaging with this video, you are absolutely supporting a greater healing for everybody just by being here, without having to give any of your energy or share anything else. So thank you so much for being here and making this beautiful event everything that it is. So I'm going to go ahead back over to the crystals. And we already know how the vote ends. Both! Very rarely is it anything but both. Future someone. Yes, you love it. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our tiger eye in the middle there. Rutilated quartz. Rutilated smoky quartz. There we go. I love it. Absolutely love it. So now's a great time to go ahead and just relax and chill and be. If you feel like you're going to fall asleep, awesome. If you feel like you're wide awake and your mind is racing, take a deep breath. But if the same ideas and thoughts come up, go ahead and let them play out. There's a good chance that there's some wisdom for you in that. Sometimes intuition sounds like a daydream. So go ahead, get cozy. I'm going to send Reiki for about the next half hour, so we'll end at about 9:05 a.m. East Coast time. And thank you again so much for being here. Enjoy your session. Oh, one other thing. The colors will change slowly throughout the session, the colors of the lights. They will never strobe or flash. to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly allow your body to come back. Allow your awareness to re-engage. See if your body would like any stretches. Feel free to bend or move as needed. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure. What a beautiful way to start the day. And welcome in Tales from the Script. If you have any questions or would like to share anything, I invite you now to go ahead and share that in the chat. Today's crystals were tiger eye, thank you. You too, heart. It was wonderful to see you. Have a beautiful day. Tiger eye, rutilated quartz, epidote, unakite, copper, malachite, snowflake obsidian, carnelian, sapphire, iolite, rose quartz, sodalite, blue apatite, and mookaite. I think I got everybody. You're so welcome, Cora Carr. Thank you as always for being here. Thank you all of you for being here. As a reminder, tomorrow is Friday, so I'm here twice. I'm here at 4 p.m. and at 8 p.m. I deeply appreciate all of you as always. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. But again, every Friday I'm here 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. East Coast US time, and Sundays 8 p.m., Wednesdays 4 p.m., and Thursdays 8 a.m. Question: can a Celtic knot intention be used with Reiki? I don't see why not, but I'm not sure the Celtic knot intention, is that like to weave things together that are meant to be together, kind of like hand fasting ceremony kind of thing? I mean, you can use Reiki with anything, and I would say Reiki that I practice, the Usui style, while it comes from Japan, the more ancient that's the style that comes from Japan and the understanding. But there's also parts of Usui's practice, many of them, that actually come from ancient India, and the energy itself is timeless, and practices of working with it, I feel, existed in probably every culture. So I'm willing to believe it's probably been a part of the Celtic knot intention, but I'm just not aware of the specific intention you're talking about. Oh, absolutely. Love, prosperity, luck, nuts, etc. Yeah, I mean, much like we see in the Usui style elements of mandala and kotodama magic, uh, there's aspects of the practice that are based in sacred symbols that were created with spiritual intention. And I would say the Celtic knot is much the same. The exact intentions and meanings of that symbol may be different than the symbols we see in Usui Reiki, but I would say it's totally amenable to that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you can even, whether you're using Reiki with any kind of symbolic magic or sigil magic, or creating your own healing magic symbol or your own healing symbol or your own sigil, you can absolutely use Reiki with it. And I do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're totally welcome. I hope that helps. Absolutely. That's a great question. There's one system of Reiki that comes out of Usui Reiki called, it goes by a couple names, Psychem, Sekhem. It's basically, or SHKM, I've heard it called. It's a style of Reiki that goes back to, it's thought to connect to ancient Egypt and how they worked with that same energy there. And it's got its own symbols, some of which you're encouraged to use by stacking or creating mandalas out of it. Yeah, I have a book on it called All Love. It's wonderful. You can also check out The Magic of Reiki by Christopher Penzack. I have both, you can borrow them. Uh, the Magic of Reiki by Christopher Penzack has probably the most exhaustive collection of symbols that people who practice Reiki all over the world have integrated, whether they've seen the symbol intuitively or been shown it intuitively, or if they've created it on their own, or if it's in a different system. Uh, you can check out that book. There's a lot of information and pictures, and even the etymology of like where it comes from, how it was used, as much as he could find. So it's the most up to date, like Western style book on new symbols and different symbols. Yeah, either one of those books are great. But like I said, I have them both. You're welcome to borrow them. But I'm going to go ahead and draw our stream to a close. Thank you for the question. Happy to answer it for you. And I hope that answer was helpful. I wish all of you a beautiful rest of your day. Have the best day you possibly can. I hope to see you tomorrow or sometime soon. Remember to be well and take care. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss a live stream, go ahead and subscribe with notifications on so you'll always know when I'm live. Even if I'm just doing my thing in the background while you listen on headphones, you'll still get some healing, okay? Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks again for being part of this collective energy and this group effort for healing. And take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.